Hi, my name is Mashi. I'm formerly overweight and currently over the excuses. And welcome to my channel where I react to what the fatties are eating. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Today we're doing something different. I am going to be reacting to some fat acceptance rhetoric. So there's quite a lot of it out there to go around. I see so many other commentators out there and I always find myself pausing their content to add my own 2 cents. So I thought, how about I just take my opinions and put them on my own channel? So if you're into this kind of content, please subscribe. If you're not into it, please subscribe and let's get right into it. First up, we have a girl named Hannah Talks Bodies. I don't know where she's from exactly, but she has blue hair. I think we should start off with that. Hannah Talks Bodies has blue hair. So obviously this is someone we should be taking extremely seriously. This is a serious member of society and we should be holding her opinion in the highest of regards because what she has to say, we should all stop what we're doing to listen to her. So without wasting time, let's stop what we're doing to listen to her.
Truly loving how the fat acceptance movement allows people to grow because it's not only teaching people that health and body size are not.
She's excited that the fat acceptance movement is allowing people to grow, and grow they are, hey? They are growing. I'm not going to deny that. They definitely are growing in size in every single way possible.
Direct corollaries, which is true, but also the bigger point, which is that health is not a requirement for people to be deserving of respect or equality.
Absolutely. Health is not a requirement for people to be deserving of respect or equality. Health is your own personal responsibility. You cannot let go of yourself and then externalize the results and the consequences of you letting go of yourself. You let go of yourself. Now we must suffer. Now I must sit with you next to me on a plane, sitting with half a butt cheek in my seat, simply because you could not control yourself. You could not stop eating. At the end of the day, what you put in your body is your responsibility. Your body is your responsibility. Stop acting like some sort of victim in your body, like your body happens to you. Just stop it. Stop it.
We hear this issue come up all the time in conversations around fatness where people say things like, well, so long as you're healthy.
Well, so long as you're healthy. But that's the issue, is that people are not healthy out there. A lot of people in this fat acceptance movement are not healthy. And just because you're 20, 29, living your best life, you just turned 30, you have no issues, you've not experienced any issues yet because of your condition. Just because you have not experienced anything doesn't mean you will not experience anything. And also, so in most cases, you don't even know what the issues are. If you've been fat for most of your life, you don't even know that half of however you are experiencing life is because of what you're eating, is because of your weight. I lived so much of my life with so much back pain. My back was sore all the time. And I always thought that, oh, this is how everybody lives. This is normal. You don't know until you actually get out of the position you're in what is normal and what is not. You really do not. And that is the thing that I'm trying to get people to be more aware of. The fact that you need to make yourself aware of your position. If you are always having stomach aches because you're eating certain types of food, stop eating that food and experience life without the stomach aches. Experience another side of life. Allow yourself, open your heart to receiving a different dose of, a different experience of life.
Which is basically to say that if a fat person does not have the privilege of health, then they deserve abuse. And
Why are we calling health a privilege? Since when is being healthy a privilege? Health, a privilege. Come on, girl. Health is not a privilege. And one thing I've noticed is that fatties love taking care of yourself into oh, it costs money, or I don't have time. It takes so much time. No, it doesn't. It's because you do not want to. You want to be comfortable in all these, in the gluttonous lifestyle that you're living. You want to be comfortable in the position that you're in. You do not want to make the changes necessary in order for you to live a different life. So, I am going to challenge all my fatties out there. I'm going to challenge you all. Stop looking at being fit, being healthy as a privilege. It's not a privilege, it's a must. I remember I actually fought with someone not so long ago in my own TikTok comments in one of my videos, where this person said exercising is an option. It's a choice. And I was like, nope, 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 nope. That is not something that should be considered a choice. Exercising, taking care of yourself is a must. It is your responsibility as a human on this planet to take care of the vessel that you have been given. You cannot let go of your body, live a life of suffering, not be able to get on roller coasters at theme parks, not be able to enjoy your best life at Disneyland, and then come around here and blame the rest of the world. No.
Discrimination, whereas I, as a healthy fat person, don't.
What exactly is a healthy fat person? Just because you are healthy in this very moment, you feel fine, does not mean that your body is not conspiring against you. Some of the issues that come about, diabetes, chronic heart disease, all of these issues that come about don't just come about out of nowhere. They build up as time goes on. So just because you're fine now doesn't mean you're out of the woods just yet. Hannah girl.
Which is just nonsense. Understanding this is important because it's extremely tempting in the face of prejudice to cling to the health that we experience and try to present it as a representation of our moral value in an attempt to try to alleviate some of the pain that fat phobia brings. But when we do that, we are unintentionally, or sometimes intentionally, taking fat people who do not experience health and throwing them under the bus.
What exactly is fat people who do not experience health? What exactly does that even mean? What does that even mean? I am a fat person who does not experience health. So you're a fat person who experiences health? What does any of this even mean? Health is in your control. The way you feel, the way your body feels, the way you are able to move, unless you are somehow disabled, it is all in your control. Stop being such a victim. Damn. Okay, next video.
So, the hardest part about deciding to not hate your body for being fat is realizing that not everyone around you made that same decision.
Okay, so this is our girl. This is Jessica Torres. So, Jessica Torres, take it away, girl.
Um, and half of the work that I spent accepting my fatness and the way I treat
What does accepting your fatness mean? Oh, it means giving up. It means deciding to be a crab in a bucket and pull other people down. Here you are posting videos talking about how you are fine with the way you are. No, you're not. You're inflamed. You're literally pink. You are inflamed, girl. You're not fine, but you're sitting here acting like you're fine. I can see that you're not okay. Come on, let's stop with the cope. Exercising may seem difficult at first. Eating healthy may seem difficult at first, but you need to hang in there and stick with it. Anything worth doing, you need to stick with. Not going on TikTok and making all these videos talking about how, oh, I'm so fabulous, I'm fat and fabulous. You're not. You're not, Jessica girl.
my body involved teaching those around me how to treat me.
Why the hell do people around you need to be taught how to treat you? We are humans on this planet. All humans are pretty much the same. No matter if you're disabled, no matter what is up with you, we are all pretty much the same. And I think that all humans deserve respect. Do not get me wrong, ever. All humans deserve respect. But you cannot expect the world to change to fit you and the way you have decided to live your lifestyle. Your body size is in your direct control. It is 100% in your control. I've seen videos of guys who have no limbs working out. I've seen a guy who literally has no limbs. He just has one arm and he's running on a treadmill with his arm. I've seen people accomplishing things that will shock you. Absolutely shock you. There's people at my gym who are in wheelchairs. So when fat people start describing themselves as some sort of victims, like they are victims in their bodies and, you know, they're being discriminated against, it just makes me so upset because there are people out there who are actually experiencing actual discrimination. Anyway, take it away, Jessica girl.
So in my life, I was like, fat phobia is no longer part of it. Like, I have to separate myself from that so I can live a fulfilling life. And a lot of my friends and my family accepted it, but some people just remain loyal to diet culture.
I absolutely loathe when people call losing weight and wanting to live a healthy lifestyle diet culture. What on earth is diet culture? What on earth is that? Living a healthy lifestyle, we should all be healthy. We should all be a healthy body weight. Every single one of us. I don't care where your background is. I don't care what you've been through. You should be living a healthy lifestyle. Every single one of us. Being in a healthy body is so beneficial to every single aspect of your life. The way people treat you, the way you treat yourself, the way you see yourself, the drive that you have, your hormones are in check and you're able to accomplish things that you never thought you could accomplish in the past. That is what living in a healthy body, having a healthy state of mind does to you.
And I realized that those conversations are never going to end. I just learned to see who's worth having these conversations with and who is not. And I think that seeing those people who are not are telling you more than you need to know. And it's kind of like learning to pick your battles, but also learning to pick your soldiers. Like, some people are just not worth having these conversations where you have to constantly kind of justify your existence.
This takes me back to one thing that fat people like doing a lot. For some reason, when fat people talk about losing weight, they like to detach themselves from their fatness. They talk as if I exist in this body. But then when it comes to accepting their fat, when it comes to talking about how they're fine with their fat, they talk about their fat as if I am this thing. I am a fat. Basically, that's what they're saying to themselves. So I always find it so strange how when it comes to losing weight, no, I live in a big body. I have no say. I have absolutely no say. I just exist in this body and there's nothing I can do about it. But when it comes to accepting the fat and, preaching the gospel of fat acceptance, it's all about I am a fat. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. But Jessica, girl,
So pick your battles. There's moments when you want to talk about fat phobia and the negative effects of it in your life and around you. And those people who are willing to listen to you and to be around you will hear you. But some people are truly just not worth it. And then you learn to move on with your life, and your life just becomes easier at that point. It sucks at first, but with time, it really, really does become easier.
so basically, she's saying that you have to cut off people who are not willing to listen to you and your fat acceptance rhetoric. People who are not willing to entertain this cope that you're trying to spew into the world. The fact that you find losing weight to be hard. You do. You find it to be difficult. You've probably tried multiple times and you failed multiple times simply because you did not do the theory. So now it's the world's fault. You are removing all responsibility from yourself. You happen to exist in this body, and it's the world's fault that now you are fat. And now you have to cut off people who are not willing to accept that because you cannot change that in your mind. It's just the way you exist. It's just the way you're supposed to exist. You just somehow have fat bones, big bones for some reason, and we must all just accept that. Well, I won't, Jessica girl. Next video.
I'm fat, but
Okay, so this is Kayla Logan blog. I think she's just showing us her body and telling us that she accepts herself the way she is.
big deal. I don't feel bad about it. You never made me feel bad about it. And just because there are some people in the world who want me to feel bad about it, doesn't mean I have to.
Girl, nobody wants you to feel bad about anything. Kayla girl, absolutely nobody. Also, I just feel like she's so pretty. If she just lost the weight, oh my goodness, she would take over. You know those people who are like, they have that unique beauty? Like you can tell this person's not like a common kind of looking person. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Kayla girl, nobody has a problem with you. You have a problem with yourself. Start looking inwards and stop looking outwards. You dancing around in your little bikini here that's sitting on top of your stomach is not going to suddenly make everything fine. You have to take accountability. You have to take responsibility for yourself. It's as simple as that. So you can't make us okay with something that you are clearly not okay with. You posting this video shows us that you're not okay with it, unfortunately, because if you are fine with it and had no issue about any of our commentary on it, you wouldn't even be entertaining anyone on the internet with this video. So please, girl, next video.
So I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to the signs, but like we are re-entering a thin is in era. And
Okay, so this is our girl Nia Monet, the Nia Monet, and let's see what she has to say.
It's fucking with me real bad. I feel like around like maybe 2017, 2018, I started to like finally develop this critical lens of like anti-fatness as it operates within our society. And at that time, I entered into what felt like this very niche group of the population that was like, you know what? We're fat and we're going to be fat. We're going to like acknowledge all of the evidence, not even just empirical evidence that diets don't work, but also like anecdotal evidence. Like you can just kind of
Okay, so we're finally getting to the point here. We're finally getting to what exactly our girl Nia Monet here is trying to get to. And she's trying to say that diets don't work. It's the diet's fault. We are fine. We've tried everything, and she got to a point where she just decided that, nope, I'm not the problem, it's the diets. They just don't work, and I'm supposed to be fat. I have fat bones. That's what she's trying to tell us here. And I'm surprised she needed 8 minutes to explain herself. But let's see the cope that Nia girl here has for us.
around and kind of see that like there's something off with this dieting thing. Like there's something that's not right. If all it takes is calories in and out, or if all it takes is getting the right, macros, or going to the gym, or eating the right way, if that's all it takes, then why is it so difficult for everybody to not only lose weight, but to also keep it off in a sustainable way?
The reason why it's so difficult for people to not only lose the weight but also keep it off in a sustainable way is because people are not sticking to it. It's as simple as that. It is so easy to not actually understand what you're doing. Unfortunately, most people do not do the theory part of the weight loss progress. When you're trying to lose weight, there's quite a bit of theory you need to be doing alongside the practical. The practical being the way you're eating, going to gym, doing whatever you need to do. But the theory is you learning about calories, learning about insulin, learning about your hormones. You need to understand that, okay, when your insulin is up, your body is in fat storing mode. It's going to store everything you're putting in your body. You need to understand these things. But as long as you're not understanding this information and you're not exposing yourself to it, you're living in your little bubble where you're just doing things blindly and not actually doing the research, it's going to seem like everybody else is on some magic and they're all winning because they're all doing something dodgy. They're all doing something sketchy. And you and your fat friends are struggling because everybody else is cheating. Nobody's cheating, girl. Yes, some people are on Ozempic, Mounjaro, whatever, and good for them. Whatever works for you. If you're losing weight in a healthy way, I fully support you. Do whatever you need to do. But the reason why sometimes people struggle so much is because they're not willing to do the theory. It's as simple as that. I have a friend who took Ozempic and literally ate right through the Ozempic, was drinking alcohol while taking the Ozempic. And I was like, hello, you're literally living your life the same way. Ozempic is not some magic fat burner where you inject it and the fat disappears. It's a tool. It's not the result. You still have to put in the work. You still have to shut your mouth. Anyway.
Like, why is it that every single time someone loses a significant amount of weight and life happens to them, and I mean like life shit, like somebody goes through a divorce, somebody has a baby, someone gets an injury, why is it that every time some life shit happens, they gain the weight right back?
The reason why some life shit happening makes a person gain the weight right back is simply because that person has not dealt with their stress, with what issues are causing them to be eating. There is an emotional aspect as well when it comes to food. Most people are conditioned to see food as an emotional outlet. When we're celebrating, we're surrounded by food. I live in South Africa. Look, food and alcohol is our emotional outlet. South Africans spent billions with a B on alcohol in the December season. Our December season is literally just partying and getting drunk. That's what we do all December in this country because it's summer here in December. It is so freaking hot. Everybody's swimming. Everybody's in their bikinis, our swimming trunks. We're drinking. We're partying. It's a non-stop party here. So when you allow that kind of lifestyle, when you allow food and alcohol to be your emotional outlet, when you get stressed, you want to drink. When you're celebrating, you want to drink. When you're happy, you want to drink. When you're sad, you want to drink. You want to eat as well. Drinking is always accompanied by eating. It's just the lifestyle that most people are brought up with. It's not even your own fault, unfortunately. In most cases, you just grow up witnessing this, seeing this lifestyle, and you think, oh, this is how we're supposed to be living. Yeah, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change that. Because I was in that same loop as well. And only by going through therapy, I realized that, oh, okay, there's certain things I need to heal. And as I healed those past traumas in my own life, somehow my relationship with food healed itself. And it was only through healing my past traumas and healing whatever I was going through, whatever I had going in my mind, in the very deepest, darkest parts of my mind, things that I have not thought about in years. But they were eating at me. They are the ones that were making me want to eat and want to drink alone. Anyway.
Like, I became a part of this group that said, you know what? I think it's not us. I think that it's not that we're broken. I think that we are being sold diet culture, and making people hate their bodies is super, super profitable. Like, you can make so much money off of telling people, if you buy this fitness plan, if you start eating this certain way, if you buy these pills, you're going to be able to look thin like your favorite celebrities, and then you'll be able to have access to love and power and success and care. I became one of those girlies back in maybe like 2017, 2018. Now, very recently, within my critical lens around anti-fatness, and when I say recently, honestly, probably within the last year or so, I've had to accept that specifically fat people, all people in general, but specifically fat people, are still going to pursue intentional weight loss. And at one point in my life, I admittedly was pretty judgmental around this. And some of that I think came from my privilege as someone that's in like a medium, smaller fat body. But then also some of my like own shit around my history with disordered eating.
I just don't get when people in the fat acceptance industry call losing weight intentional weight loss. When is it unintentional, and does that make it fine when it's not intentional? I just don't get it. If someone is sick and they lose weight because they're sick, then it's fine. But if they lose weight because they want to be healthier, because they don't want certain comorbidities, they don't want diabetes, they don't want high blood pressure, they want to be able to walk up and down stairs without any joint or back pain. If someone's losing weight for any of those reasons, it's intentional and it's wrong. But otherwise, it's fine. Okay.
And how I know that like was impacted by all of the messaging that I've received about dieting all my life. So I've had to accept that people are going to try to lose weight, period. Because the world isn't really changing to accommodate fat people.
What does the world is not changing to accommodate fat people exactly mean? How exactly must the world change to accommodate fat people? Help me understand, girl. Help me understand, because it's not quite clicking to me what exactly that means. In what ways must the world change? Hotels need to make their corridors bigger. Airplanes need to make their seats bigger. Everything in the world must change to accommodate you. Just to accommodate you.
Lose weight. And I feel like I've had to put down my judgments around that, to be completely transparent, to make space, especially for fat people who are trying to navigate like a very fat phobic world. However, I don't know what it is. I've seen some thought leaders, like specifically like disability justice thought leaders, who have spoken about how it would just make sense that we would be entering into like a thin is in era right after the pandemic. So you're seeing all these celebrities on Ozempic and speaking openly about Ozempic, losing drastic amount of weight really quickly, rapidly. And of course, now that's having a trickle down effect to the general population. And maybe what I'm noticing is just like a more open attitude around even talking about pursuing intentional weight loss. Whereas at one point, there was like a lot of shame around even wanting to talk about losing weight.
The only shame there was about even wanting to lose weight was in your little community, because you are in this echo bubble where everybody's so accepting of themselves, everybody's happy and fat according to you guys. It is so easy to get caught up in that and think that is the world, that people are actually, if you want to lose weight, you have to keep it a secret. You have to, the rest of us normal people who are not into fat acceptance, we just living life. We just losing weight. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight. If I want to gain weight, I'm going to gain weight. What anybody thinks about that is not even my concern. And that is the kind of mindset, the kind of mentality that people need to start adopting. Stop with this herd mindset, this crab in a bucket mindset where you guys want to drag down anybody who wants to pull themselves out.
Because with body positivity, the body positivity movement came in and there was like all this pressure to just love your body. You should love your body. It's feminist, right? So then people started to feel ashamed of themselves if they couldn't love themselves out of the desire to want to make their body smaller. But now people are talking about it a lot more openly. And what I'm noticing in myself, I don't know if this is happening for other people, but for me, what I took solace in was being a part of that fringe fat positive fat acceptance community that said, I'm just going to accept that I'm fat and I'm just going to live my life with that. And I don't know, I feel like it's getting a little bit smaller, and it's like maybe the dominant narrative voices that are like super like pro be a skinny bitch.
First of all, the reason why your little community is getting smaller is because people are either losing weight because they're starting to experience certain comorbidities, they're starting to experience high blood pressure, diabetes, early onset diabetes, number one. Number two, some of them have actually unalived. They've unalived. So that's one of the two reasons why your little community seems to be shrinking. People are actually unaliving out there, and people are losing the weight because they're starting to experience some of the issues that you guys seem to act like happen to everyone and not just in particular to fat people.
It's getting harder and harder to drown that out. So whereas for me, in my own personal journey, I don't think that I ever necessarily got to a point where I felt completely like just happy being fat, if that makes sense. Like
You can never be happy being fat, unfortunately. And as I said at the beginning of this video, hormones play a very big part in your body, in the way you feel, in the drive, in the passion, in every single part of your human living experience is affected by your hormones. You can have a positive or negative reaction to anything in life just based on where your hormones are sitting at. If your cortisol is high, you'll always be stressed. Everything in life will be stressful to you. But if your cortisol is low as a guy, but your testosterone is high, you will not feel stressed, and everything is going to feel like, I can handle this. I can handle anything in life. I am powerful. It changes your outlook and your view on life once you get your hormones in check. And your hormones are definitely not in check when you're fat.
I could accept it. I could be like okay with it. I can just get dressed and be cute and, you know, feel like it's fucking here. I could feel like moderately comfortable in my body enough so I can go out and have fun and date and all of that kind of stuff. But always in the back of my head, like there would be this thought of like, wow, I wonder how much differently I would feel if I was in a thinner body.
You would feel absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. You'd have all the drive. You'll get more attention. You have nothing to lose. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And one thing I've come to learn is that the years are going to pass by anyways. Do you want the years to pass by with you being exactly the same, expecting the world to change around you? Or at some point, are you just going to change yourself? It's up to you. It's up to you, Nia Monet girl.
But now I just feel like, I don't know, like it's harder to suppress the thoughts that say, oh, you just need to like eat less sugar, or you just need to like stop drinking so many sodas, or you need to like restrict. Because
Not restrict, balance. It's all about balance. As soon as you start using words like restrict, you're already telling yourself that, okay, I will not be able to do this. It's a negative language. The language you use matters. When you use negative language like this, you've already set yourself up for failure. You're already telling yourself that this is difficult, I won't be able to accomplish it. You need to change the language you're using. You need to change that. It starts all in your head. You need to fool yourself and trick your brain into thinking that you are going to enjoy what you're about to do. As long as you do not trick your brain into enjoying it, you never will.
at one point, like for me, the restriction thoughts were like pretty loud, and I don't know, I got to a point where like I could quiet them a little bit, or I felt comforted by like, principles of intuitive eating, like, eat food for joy, eat.
No, don't you dare eat food for joy. Emotional eating, you're literally describing emotional eating. Intuitive eating works when you're not fat. You cannot tell a fat person to intuitively eat. What intuition are they exactly using? Because this intuition hasn't worked all their life. Why the hell would it work now? Why would it work now?
Eat what your body wants. Trust yourself. Your body isn't going to want ice cream always. Just give it ice cream sometimes. It's going to want it sometimes, and it's going to want other foods sometimes too. So I don't.
Your body does not need ice cream. Your body does not need ice cream. These are cravings caused by your rising and dropping insulin levels and the food noise in your head. Food noise is dangerous. Food noise, we all have food noise. I believe every single person has food noise. There are some very lucky people who just have never struggled with food noise since they were born. And I think that's primarily because of how they were raised. The way you're raised plays a very big role. If you're raised by parents who don't quite get food that much, you won't get food either. So we can't blame you all that much. But at the same time, it's your responsibility. Once you're a grown adult, you cannot keep blaming the world or your parents. Take responsibility.
I don't know. Like it's just getting harder, and I feel like I know myself. And one of the big reasons why I had to put down my efforts for intentional weight loss is because it usually would become disordered, and even now, while my like disordered eating thoughts like are feeling pretty loud, like I just refuse to engage with them because like I know that it would not be healthy for me, for my.
Okay, so the reason why you trying to lose weight becomes disordered is simply because you're not doing the theory. You're not doing the research. You're not learning about calories. You don't know what a calorie is. You don't understand how you can actually still be full while having less amount of calories. As long as you don't understand all this information, you're going to be in a hamster wheel where you're going nowhere. You're running as fast as you can, you're going to the gym, you're pushing yourself to the extreme limits, borderline injuring yourself. You're going home and then rewarding yourself for injuring yourself with more unhealthy food, and you're just repeating the cycle over and over again. You're burning yourself out at the gym doing things that don't actually quite work for you or for someone in your position, and then you're rewarding yourself for putting yourself through that. It's a cycle.
Mental health, like it just would not go well. But I guess I feel a little bit scared. Like I just feel a little nervous for myself, but also just our population as well. I just felt like we were just getting closer and closer to like really like fat politics being something that is like not something that's just fringe, like it being something that kind of reached the dominant narrative. And I don't know, man. I just see us backpedaling a bit as a society. So anyway, this is a long ass video, but if you made it to this 7-minute video, and maybe you're kind of struggling too, just know that you are not alone. We can't help but to be human through all of this shit. We are just little meat sacks. That's what I say all the time. We're just little sacks of flesh and bone, we can't help but to be impacted by the things that are going on around us. So, wishing y'all love and health. What?
Okay, so that was our girl Nia Monet. Nia girl, you are in full control. You're not some victim. I'm gonna keep repeating what I always keep saying. You're not a victim, and also it feels like we're pedaling as a society to you because you are pushing fat acceptance rhetoric. You're pushing the notion that it's okay to be fat. If you can't lose the weight, it means that you're supposed to be fat. And that's not the case. That is all false. So the narrative you're pushing is dying down. People are no longer participating in it. And I think it's a fantastic thing. It's a great thing that people are no longer participating in it because it means that society is finally healing. People are finally seeing this movement for what it is. It's cope. Nothing more than that. Anyway, if you tuned in up until this point, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts on this video. This is the first of many. I'm so excited for this new series. And just to remind you, on Mondays, I drop my What I Eat in a Day reactions as well as on Thursdays. And I want to drop this content on Tuesdays. That's what I have in mind. So let me know if Tuesday is fine for fat acceptance commentary or if you guys want another day. I'm still figuring this out. I'm pretending as if I know what I'm doing here on YouTube. I don't. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.